Shoulder locks from the back. Here's a commonly taught one that I don't like very much and a big improvement on it. Let's say we're here on the back and he's lifting his arm up to protect his head. If I collect this arm using my elbow pit on his wrist, controlling his armpit, and then hugging his arm like this, I can, if I lean back, stretch his shoulder out. Some people call that the thunder lock, and it does work. It does work, but I don't like it for a couple of reasons. First of all, a good guy's probably not going to give you this trigger position of this elbow being that elevated. That elevated elbow shows up, yeah, I can try this with relatively little risk. A good guy's probably going to be here in the home alone position or protecting his neck. And at that point, digging this out, that's a big ask. The second thing is, if he's got really flexible shoulders, really flexible back, or is just super squiggly, then even though I get this, he can possibly wriggle out of this and turn towards me and get out. And I could abandon a good position, the back, for something less optimal. So in my opinion, the best shoulder lock from the back comes from the rear triangle position. If I'm here and I've got the Kimura, typically we're going to be on the weak side and I'm using the elbow of my Kimura arm to keep his head from going onto the ground. From here he's typically going to be protecting his wrist or holding his wrist to protect his arm. So I'm going to escape back and trap his arm with my leg. Now I'm going to roll him to the other side. We're going to roll to this side. His Kimura arm is now elevated. This allows me to start hunting for the rear triangle. There is a choke here. If I squeeze, I can choke him. But let's say I don't quite have the triangle exactly right, or he's just really resistant to being choked, or he manages to trap my leg between his legs, all of which reduces the efficiency of that triangle. I have a different shoulder lock. I'm going to control his wrist and glue it to my belly. I'm going to control his elbow and pull it towards my belly. Now I'm going to use the power of my bridging hips to apply that. I could bridge a whole lot further. So this is essentially an Americana. So in an Americana, I can apply the Americana up here with his hand high and his elbow high relative to the rest of his body. It will eventually work, but I really have to bend it. If I bring his elbow down here, I barely need to move it. The trouble is, I'm applying the Americana from the rear triangle when his arm is very, very elevated. So we were here. Let's just say a loose triangle here. Maybe I don't have my legs correctly aligned to choke him out. I've got it more across the front of his chin. Doesn't matter. So his elbow's high. So I need to apply quite a lot of pressure. So I'm going to pull his elbow, pull his hand, and then I'm going to bridge. That's where the pressure comes from. If the arm is not in an optimal position, which is down here, you need to apply a lot more pressure, which is up there. So, although you can try the so-called thunder lock from the back, I think you're better off going for the rear triangle and then applying the shoulder lock, arm lock, triangle attack combination from there.